This is Kathy Biehl of EmpowermentUnlimited.net with Astro Insight for the week of December 18th, 2023. If you remember nothing else from my words today, sear this into your brain. No matter how unhinged or overwhelming or crazy-making or out of control the beginning of the week is to you, there is stability. There are moments of finding your footing, of stabilizing, and of getting a grip, multiple moments throughout the week. And the flurry at the beginning could actually be fun and beneficial for you. So we start out with retrograde Mercury in incredibly practical earthbound Capricorn in a trine with Jupiter, also retrograde in Taurus. So a trine between two retrograde planets in earth signs, one of them having to do with communication and getting around in the sign of infrastructure, and the other being the most enlarging, amplifying influence in the sky. Systems you rely on could go down in a huge way. You could learn a lot about something from the past that is actually foundational to your life, to your goals, in a big way. You could have the opportunity to massively do something over, even if whatever comes up is crazy making, if it knocks you for a loop, and I'm not saying it will, but it could. Ask, how does this benefit me? Because it does somehow tangibly benefit you to learn what this is, to deal with it, to set things into a different system. In a weird symbolic way, it might be like the old movie and TV device of somebody standing in a clear cylinder and wind whipping up and dollar bills just flying through the cylinder, and the person being challenged to grab as much as he or she possibly could. Okay? That's your image. That's the level of how this could ultimately end up being really good for you. Within a couple of days, things are a little bit uncomfortable. We feel a nudge to deal with some things that we'd really rather not like to, but it's one of those situations where if you just buckle up and deal with it, it goes away. Whatever it, in quotes, may be for you. And this discomfort could actually mushroom into wanting freedom, wanting to break out of something, wanting something in your life to be different, and recognizing that you can't quite have what you want. There is a sense of lightning, something unexpected, hitting the waters of your psyche and lighting up something within you, and you go, oh, huh, and recognize that something was there that maybe you have been hiding. This is on the 21st when Venus opposes Uranus. And actually, mark that day on your calendar, because that's when a tremendous amount of action happens. The final thing that happens is the sun moving into Capricorn and launching the solstice, winter solstice in the north, summer solstice in the south. But a lot of things happen in the build-up to the solstice. Okay, so we've got this discomfort and sense that there are some things that are slightly out of our reach, and receiving sudden, surprising revelations about our deepest, maybe not entirely polite desires. And then we have the first moment of grounding potential. Mercury, which has just been ramped up like crazy with that trine from Jupiter at the beginning of the week, makes a sextile or an opportunity aspect to stabilizing Saturn, which rules the sign that Mercury is in, Capricorn. And there is an offer, a chance, a possibility, a door, a window to calm our minds, to actually do something with some of those dollars that were flying around in the cylinder, some of the data, the information that was flying like crazy at the beginning of the week. And it's unlikely that you're going to just sit there and contemplate it going, isn't this interesting? Because simultaneously you are compelled, propelled to do something about that lightning that hit your deepest, darkest secrets, desires. Mars, ruler of our drive, makes an adjustment aspect with Uranus, cosmic change agent, and it is obvious that we have to change the way we're going about something. New information comes in, a new development, maybe it has something to do with technology. Probably an ongoing issue this week. And as this happens, there's this deep level rumbling, maybe not entirely consciously detectable, but just a sense of something moving and building, which would be Pluto, the other cosmic change agent, the agent of metamorphic change, returning to the degree of 29 Capricorn, where it's going to sit until late January. This is the next to last time in our lifetimes that we will experience Pluto at this degree. This is the last end of the year season that we will experience with Pluto at this degree. This is the last solstice we will experience in our lifetimes, December or June, with Pluto at this degree, and it will escalate, make hyper large what Pluto's breaking down, deconstruction, regeneration, and rebuilding of institutions and foundations has brought in our lives since 2008. So what's going on now is like end of the line, things hitting their largest, most cartoonish, most unavoidable forms. In your own life, in your own family system, you will likely be detecting that you're at the end of an era. E-R-A, not E-R-R-O-R. And then the sun moves into Capricorn, encouraging the stabilizing and the goal orientation that we are actually seeking. And on the 22nd, we get some clarity. On the 22nd, there is a stabilizing moment, a grounding cord that we don't have to grab. We don't have to reach for. It simply happens. The Sun and Mercury retrograde meet and bring calm understanding of something that is fundamental to our safety, security, stability. And then Mercury retrograde scoots back into Sagittarius, which is where it's going to spend the rest of the retrograde through January 1st, and immediately has a really uncomfortable meeting with Pluto. As long as Pluto is at 29 Capricorn, it is guarding the exit door to every single sign. So anytime any other planet hits 29 degrees, it has a conversation with Pluto, and the one that Mercury is having is not rational, it is not conscious, it is not logical, it is something inside of us that just feels out of sorts and says, you can't go back to bed. Really, you should deal with and fill in the blank. Might have to do with a deep fear, might have to do with ducking some personal power issue. But this is fleeting, and it is followed by another grounding cord dangling from the cosmos saying, here, you have an opportunity to stabilize something in your life. The sun makes a sextile with Saturn. You will find that suiting up, putting on your big kid pants, acting responsibly, being an adult, especially taking responsibility for yourself and doing something that is for your own sanity, grounds you and brings you the ability to chug on through the final week of the year. No matter how much you're running around at the beginning of the week, see if you aren't really selective and aware of your own thinking and your own priorities by the end of the week. Homing thought of the week: one step at a time. Song of the week, I've got two. Put one foot in front of the other from the Rankin and Bass holiday special, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, and This Is Me from the film The Greatest Showman. And the image of the week is grabbing the string of a helium balloon to keep it from flying off. You'll learn more about this in my Mercury retrograde guide, which is up at Om Times, and also my forecast for the month of December, which is at my site, empowermentunlimited.net, where you can sign up for my mailing list and book a session with me. I'm Kathy Biehl, a professional astrologer with more than 30 years' experience. I host the show Celestial Compass on Om Times Radio on the first and third Monday of every month at 5 p.m. Eastern. And this week, a favorite, very popular guest, Donna Woodwell, joins me for our favorite, popular look ahead to 2024. And we'll be giving a special class about this in the first week of January. And we will have details about that in the show and ultimately on my site as well. I host lively conversation on Facebook at Empowerment Unlimited and in the group, the Astro Insight Lounge. I have lots of bonus content at patreon.com/Kathy Biehl, including an analysis of the solstice chart, and I'm deeply grateful to the people who support my work there. I post on Instagram and Threads at K.A. Biehl and on YouTube at the Professional Aquarian channel. Talk to you next week.